Welcome back to Western Kabuki. It's a big day. Democracy is on the line. It's one of the democracy days. It's the last election of all time debate happening right now. And instead of watching the all-important debate of the last election of all time, we're not watching two people yell at each other. We're going to be laughing and yelling at people posting insane things on Twitter instead of people debating about insane topics. And we got Caleb. How are you doing today? How do you feel about the end of democracy?
I can't wait, honestly. This shit is done. We got to try something new.
Monarchy? Maybe monarchy?
I've been thinking about that. We'll come back to that in a few tweets from now.
Ooh, exciting. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
so we're going to get a little...
We'll be making a cameo tonight.
Amazing. I love foreshadowing. Alex, how are you doing today?
Did I tell you guys that yesterday I successfully sued my landlord?
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. I wanted to hear about that.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah,
so when I left my last apartment, right before I was about to move out, there was I would say make a 2-inch by 2-inch hole in the wall in the room in the basement that I used as my recording studio. And I moved out on August 1st. My actual lease ended August 15th. So I was like, okay, I got a couple weeks to finish moving stuff out, clean the place up, and I'll fix the damn hole. And then I came in on the 12th, like 3 days before I was supposed to move out, and it had been patched. And I was like, this fucker is going to charge me for this. I know he's going to. And so then a couple days later, he sent me an email, which was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, like, thank you for making the place so clean. There was a hole in the wall that I had to patch, so I'm going to go ahead and take $450 out of your security deposit. And I responded and said,
a 2-inch hole?
And I responded and said, you did that before the lease was done without asking me, entering my premise, like entering my apartment. So go ahead and cut a new check for me. And he just didn't respond. I was thinking about threatening him to sue him, but I was like, you know what? It would be way more fun just to make him show up. So small claims court now is remote. So I just did what we're doing right now. I got on a Zoom, waited for what they do is they have a person come in who's like does arbitration. They're like, can we resolve this before we go to the judge? And as soon as she showed up, he was like, can we just get this out of the way? I'm going to pay the $450. And I was like, yes, you motherfucker.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And so now
the
deal is that I have to send him an email upon receipt. And that email is going to be really annoying.
Well, you did it. Congrats.
Thank you.
You stuck it to like the worst class of person in this country.
And it's so petty. And like, it was such a pain in the ass to figure out how to do it. And it was so worth it. Oh, I felt great.
Like $450,
$450 for a small hole in drywall. That's criminal.
Yeah, it was bullshit. So,
Now they've created a small claims villain. There's not going to be anything that you don't come across, and I applaud you for it.
Can I be totally honest with you? This is the third landlord I've sued.
Hell yeah! Landlords hate to see him coming.
You'd hate to be a landlord when you see Alex on the way. Yeah. No, if I ever need to sue a landlord, I'll consult you first.
Oh, please.
And before I go on an unrelated but a whole story, I have my own apartment whole story. We have with us today, we have Eliot and Ricky from Internet Today, the YouTube show. How are you guys doing?
What's up? So happy to be here on the Western Kabuki pod. This is a collab that many people have been saying. These two forces combined one
That's
day,
true.
and here it is.
One day. Yeah, no, I mean, really, like, you guys, not to like pull the veil across, like, what's that phrase?
Lift the veil?
The curtain?
Lift the veil.
Okay.
Like, reveal the curtain.
Yeah.
Whatever that phrase is.
Not
like,
to reveal
part of
the
the
curtain
reason,
here, folks, but
but part of the reason the Snickers dick vein thing really blew up like it did is because you guys did a segment talking about it and like made a Tucker Carlson like graphic.
That was all Ricky.
That was Ricky. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, because I repurposed that and then like used that from that video, and it like really escalated the like Snickers dick vein thing to like such a degree that I never anticipated. So really, like,
We love throwing fuel on the fire, don't we, folks?
Yeah, lying is fun. That's the moral of the story, and it
Lying-
gets you places.
it
And
does.
they said don't meet your heroes, but so far in the pre-recording part of this, I found everyone to be very nice.
Likewise.
All of my favorite posters are actually decent people. It's shocking.
Everyone's just kind of hanging out.
We've just gotten
Everyone's
started.
very sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to hate
Just
us by
wait.
the
Yeah,
end of
there's
this.
plenty of time. Yeah.
It's gonna get really dark.
We're going to devolve into our own presidential debate here. It's going to be Western Kabuki versus Internet Today.
Who hates immigrants the most? Let's go.
All right, Alex, you're up.
Oh, I didn't realize that I was going to be put on the spot about that.
How many nukes would you drop on Tehran? Go.
How many wouldn't I? All of them.
There's thousands of them. We have to use them for something. Okay.
I don't
So
know
yeah,
how to
we're
make
doing.
that funny.
Also, I just
Honestly,
wanna
this is
say-
a really bad situation that I'm really worried about.
Yeah.
And I don't feel good about this at all.
Yeah, World War III. Shouts out.
I just
We
wanna
might be
say,
on the.
it just shows me how brain poisoned I am that as soon as you mentioned monarchists, I instantly knew that, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the Cybersmith going to be in this episode?
Yeah.
God damn it. Why do I know that? Why
He
did I
made an
associate
appearance.
that?
I couldn't ignore it. He said something that made me laugh so hard that my stomach hurt, and he was replying to me, so I had to do it. I had to put him in here. I didn't have I couldn't ignore him anymore.
You know the lore so much. You hear
Yeah.
monarchists and you're like, I know exactly who
Yeah.
it could be.
Yeah, I mean there are like 4 monarchists that people know of on the planet, really, and he's one of them. So.
That's so real.
The other
Jesus
3 are
Christ.
actually in the royal family.
Well, no, because remember, there's the gun girl who shit her pants. She's also
Is she a monarchist?
She,
Oh
for
my
some reason, became one.
God. I forgot about
What
that.
happened to
Yeah.
her?
She had a kid.
She shit her
She
pants.
got really into Catholicism
She had a-
and started wearing those like fancy Catholic church gowns.
Yeah, that's a
and stuff. I
fetish.
saw-
It's a
She's-
fetish thing.
Very
she
strange.
still posts all day, every day, being like, "You won't believe what this brain dead lib did," but like, she doesn't have the juice anymore.
She fell off because
Yeah.
I would have assumed she was just gone. I wouldn't have assumed she still posted at all.
She's gonna
not heard
pop
of
up
her.
dating Russell Brand in like 6 months because they're both
Oh,
on their
man.
journey right now.
Yeah, she's gonna
But I'm
dump
glad
that
that
gay
she found
husband.
I'm glad that she has found a place to put all of her guilt into Catholicism.
Thank God for
All of her
Catholicism.
guilt about pooping her pants and having it photographed and put on the internet.
I really hope that was her first confession. Like, of course, she had to get
Yeah.
baptized. She had to do confirmation, and then her first confession was she brought her genes that she soiled into the booth, with her.
Unwashed.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
had
all
those
these
for like
years.
5 years.
Okay. Ricky and Elliot, I don't know if you know how these episodes usually go. For your guys' sake and for the listener at home, these are what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of a versus style, March Madness style of tweets that are very bad. Once every quarter, our listeners submit hundreds of the worst into our Discord and our email and DMs and such. And I spend a good 2 days just kind of reading them and trying not to kill myself. And I pick 16 of them. And you guys are here for the first 8. So we like to, because all of them are usually pretty stacked, but I think that this is maybe the most stacked bracket we've ever done. So we like to have a couple of, we've got honorable mentions, runners up. And
Just so you guys know,
instead of
stacked
doing-
means a very different thing here than it would in another place. It means that they're legitimately some of the worst shit that your eyes have.
Yeah, it's just
It will.
the screen that I'm looking at, by the way, guys, the notes, the slideshow will be available on our Patreon and for free listeners in the Discord, as it always is. The tagline here is "The world is getting worse, and people are talking about it."
Oh no.
So first up, the first 3 tweets that we have here on the left, I'll take a volunteer, but this is all from the same thread from the first.
I
top
remember
left
this.
one.
I just have to
You guys
say-
remember this one?
I actually don't, but I have to say I love all the profile pictures involved.
Yeah, dude, it's man. This is the Avengers of getting divorced.
Yes.
I'll read the first one, then we'll go around the table. This is from Tyler and the American flag emoji. I don't know why that's his name.
So his Twitter handle is TylerJody4, and okay, well you read it, and then
Is
I'm
Jody the wife?
yes, that's the theory I'm presenting.
Oh no.
Is that
Wait,
it
say
used
that
to,
again?
It used to be Tyler and Jody, Jody being his wife, which is why his ad is Tyler Jody.
God,
America's
I never
my
put
wife
that
now.
together.
That's a guess.
Ooh,
I don't know if that's
no
true,
way.
but if
No
it
fucking
is
way.
her,
Okay,
it's truly the dark. This
Okay.
is the world is getting worse. This is the darkest timeline. I
let
can't
me
even look at it.
contextualize this. This is Tyler. It used to be Tyler and Jody. Now it's Tyler in America. He says, guys, I could really use some love right now. I just let my miserable liberal wife know who I am and how I feel. Pretty sure we're done. The whole thread is not in here. I have something like 10 screenshots of this because I was just howling laughing at it's, someone else's pain. It's whatever, but it's just like the idiosyncrasies of these fucking freaks. It's so good. So the next like couple tweets that we're going to read are just like replies and other people that are in this thread.
Well, I have to point out though that like he's self-reporting by admitting that she's miserable and he doesn't seem to know why.
Yeah,
but I guarantee you it's his fault.
Yeah, it's not in here, but he also said to replying to someone else who's like, I can't stay married to somebody who hates me for being a straight white man. And it's is that what really happened, man?
You have a
Tyler?
wife. Theoretically, you were married because you were probably straight and a man. Like that's that probably was a factor in the marriage.
See, it's the white thing, curiously.
Oh yeah, I forgot. People hate white men.
Okay, Alex, do you want to play the role of Malloy Strickland here?
Sure.
Another forlorn traveler.
Awesome name and probably the best profile picture.
Yeah, dude, this guy rock. Dude's rock. Another thing about Malloy is I went to his profile and his pinned tweet is like him singing that God Bless the USA Lee. I can't remember his last name. You know that song?
Lee Greenwood, yeah.
Yes, and it's him playing that on like this shitty like Casio keyboard with like no mics. It is so goddamn funny. Imagine me just like an edible and a half in, just reading this thread, crying, laughing. I spent probably a good 20% of this episode on all this, and it's not even in the bracket.
So Malloy Strickland, he's one of those guys that doesn't have a jawline, but he cuts his beard to make it look like he does. And he's wearing a MAGA. He's wearing a MAGA hat and red reflective sunglasses. And his response to Tyler, formerly of Tyler and Jody, is, "My wife left me 3 weeks ago. She's voted Democratic throughout most of our marriage. She was embarrassed by my political views around her friends. I get what you're going through."
Oh, wow.
Nancy 17. Yeah, go ahead and be Nancy 17,
Nancy.
June.
Sad. She never loved you. Harsh, but likely true. Sorry this happened to you.
That's rough, Nancy. That's real. That's a real home truth right there.
She never loved
Malloy
you.
responds, "Oh, I certainly believe that." Which, like,
Jesus Christ.
Which, like, man, why would you
Grim.
self-own like that?
Yeah.
I would never say any of this, dude. Oh my God.
Imagine like Nancy's out here making like 60-year-old incels. This is crazy.
She never loved me for who I am. It was just my stunning good looks.
Yeah. I just love the idea of like a 62-year-old guy like just now getting and starting to read like Red Pill Theory and like
it's over for me.
Yeah,
now.
dude. Yeah. 10% of the Malloys get 80% of the Nancy 17s on dating apps. Let's see, Eliot, do you want to do John Cameron here? A local flavor for me.
Oh,
And
this guy's awesome.
It's at John Rocks Holmes. So I'm assuming he is in real estate. I am a J6er, the first Washington state resident to be sentenced to prison for picketing. My ex emailed me a Dear John, parentheses, breakup letter while I was incarcerated. It's rough. I'll pray for you.
I can't believe this dude just is like I feel like, I mean, of course, a lot of the J6ers got out of prison, but that's crazy to be like, yeah, I was locked up for storming the Capitol. That's just like a crazy thing to admit. That's fucking amazing. Holy shit.
And you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. The letter I got. Oh, my stars, while I was locked up in my lowest time.
My bitch wife.
I mean,
my goddamn bitch wife.
It feels to me like he's trying to flex. He's like, I was the first one. I was the first one who got this.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah. Why did he draw attention to that? Why did he?
Because he's got his whole thing. You're right, by the way. He is into real estate. That's astute of you to pick up on that. Go to his profile and look. I have two of these guys. I didn't actually, Tyler and Jody, I do not have in my list, but I have Malloy and I have John in what I call the pervert Pokédex, which is a private list of Twitter users that I just keep tabs on without having to follow.
Can I have access to that list?
Yeah, I'll share it with you.
Please,
you can't you'll get radiation sickness if you open it for more than like 20 minutes, but otherwise, yes, you're welcome to it.
It's a
Do you have
valuable
right-of-ways?
academic project.
Let's see. Then we have another candidate. I don't think that JoJo has ever made the brackets, but I think a lot of our listeners will be maybe just tangentially aware of who she is. She's kind of the.
She's like a cringe lib.
She's like a resistance lib who's like made a career out of posting. You know what I mean? Like
she's like the Brooklyn Dad type. She's kind of like a Brooklyn Dad.
Type.
I think she just does it for the love of the game. I don't think she's getting paid.
I think she might be getting paid. We don't know. There's some nebulous. From what I've read online, so take it with a grain of salt. There's some nebulous financial, I guess, accusations out there about a Brooklyn Dad type situation. Anyway, Ricky, do you want? So we talked about how politics and elections can interfere with marriages, but how do we explain the world as we see it to our children? Ricky, do you want to read how JoJo handles this?
Well, I told my 11-year-old daughter that Joe had dropped out, and she started to cry. And through her tears, she asked, "So who will run now?" And I said, "Kamala." And then she shouted, "Fuck yes!"
How did I miss this?
And then I assume she did the Wakanda salute.
Yeah, this is Ruth Conda forever. This is a whole like genre of tweet is the Ruth Conda forever. I reading that tweet, like I laughed, but I was also like just kind of a little bit viscerally disgusted. But you have to include that. I think it's a mainstay in how we interact with Twitter at this point.
From the mouths of babes.
Yeah, and it's true because why else would she put the swear word in there?
That's true.
Because it's real AF.
Yeah. And by the way, in this household, we say the word fuck. That's how progressive we are.
I do love.
I'll admit it.
I do, like whenever I see stuff like this, it's like, oh, it would be so easy to get like a DNC check. All you have to do is say stuff like this, and then like, but Joe Biden like comes knocking on your door and is like, "Do you want $100,000 to tweet?"
Dude, the like, 5 of us should create a character and see if we can get a check from the DNC by like, imagine getting kicked in the head by a horse and then tweeting about the election and then getting paid for it. We could do it, the 5 of us together.
It would be so easy. You just have to tweet stuff like that all the time. You just have to just tweet like the tweets that everyone claps at.
And you also have to follow like 30,000 people for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all like libs for I don't know, just like the most obscure shit.
At the very least, you have to go acquire an account from the early 2010s where every single account was followed by Barack Obama.
Yes.
So that you have that legitimacy.
Yeah.
And even before I like scrubbed my Twitter after Elon acquired the company, I would still, at least on a weekly basis, be like, pretty suspicious that Barack Obama follows you, isn't it? Like, that dude literally, it was like a script that they must have run where they followed everyone.
Do you think that's what it was? Because I've always been curious why so many early Twitter people had the Barack Obama follow.
I think it was honestly anyone that at least expressed any kind of liberal view ever was just targeted as like, because when you do like an ad campaign or anything, you can just get any kind of information. So it's like, oh, this person supports universal healthcare. Let's get them a follow from Barack Obama. And it was like at one point he was following hundreds and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. It was the old tactic that like fuck Jerry, those kind of accounts would do. Where it was just like, I'm going to follow 1 million people so that I get 500,000 followers back, and then I'll unfollow everyone and hope that they remain.
Or
Keep
just
that
like
number
the Krasensteins still do that. They both follow like 1 million people.
I got a Krasenstein follow this week, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
I just love that because we like it was the one it was the lesser Krasenstein, right? It was Brian.
Yeah, the one I think it was. I don't remember honestly. I think it was the one that we haven't had on the show twice.
Ed is the one who followed you. Brian is the one.
It's like getting a follow. It's like getting a follow from the third mysterious property brother that is behind the camera.
Yeah, you know that they share passwords, like they have to.
Yeah. Oh, they share more than passwords.
Yeah, they wave swap to you, definitely.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. Yeah,
Okay.
you heard it here first.
Are we ready to hop into the bracket now that we've kind of set the stage for
ever.
what's going on in the world? If you're listening to this 6 months into the future,
I am
let's
ready.
go into it.
I cannot wait to lose
Alex,
brain cells.
let's have you read the one on the left, because this is a reply to you that when I saw this, I was howling laughing.
I forgot about
I had
Remember this?
whiplash. I had whiplash to this for a second. I was like, I cannot believe you're roasting Alex for his
No.
tweet.
Yeah, I didn't want to include it. I've included Alex and myself in this bracket this time, and I apologize for that.
No.
But this one just made me laugh.
No
too
apologies. It made me laugh too. I completely forgot about this. Okay. So I took a screenshot of an interaction between the menswear guy and Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek Ramaswamy says, this whole quote, "they're weird" argument from the Democrats is dumb and juvenile. The presidential election is not a high school prom. Not a high school prom queen contest. It's also a tad ironic coming from the party that preaches diversity and inclusion. Win on policy if you can, but cut the crap, please. To which the menswear guy responds, "big ass shoes," and has a picture of Vivek Ramaswamy in shoes that are like 3 sizes too big for him.
Fucking
His
Ronald
feet are
McDonald size
swimming
shoes.
in
Let's
those
be
fucking
real about
shoes.
it.
It looks painful.
Yeah.
Absurd. Completely absurd.
Just clacking
shit.
around in there,
Mm.
making a big old noise every time he walks.
I just took a screenshot and did a simple Mortal Kombat menswear guy wins fatality. Menswear guy wins fatality. To which Steven Peterson, aka Hostage CS, responds, attacking someone on his shoes. What's next? His race?
Incredible.
Yeah, that's the logic. That's the first step, is the shoes, and then you go right into the racism.
I've been like looking at this for the last minute, crying. I have tears rolling down my face, trying to contain myself from that like line of reasoning.
First
that,
they
like,
came for our big ass
starts-
shoes, and no one spoke up because I didn't speak up because I didn't have big ass shoes.
Because I was wearing size 10 and a half. I remember this happened. This happened back in the summer sometime, and I saved it on my phone back then. I was like, this is going to go into the next bracket.
That's
Well,
so funny.
this is what I don't get is like there's been a lot of situations where politicians' shoes come into play, where he's not a politician, but he was trying to be. But the perfect example is Rudy Rudolph Giuliani.
Yes.
Just how can you not look at that guy's bizarre Kleenex box shoes
Yeah, what are those?
and not directly attack that?
Yeah, no, like that's
and then
the
you
thing.
go after him for being Italian. That's the next thing.
I will attack him for his race.
I do love that without even the shoes, making fun of the shoes, you can hear it in his voice. Like, cut the crap, please.
Yeah.
I just
Clothespin
goes-
over
he-
his
he-
nose.
Puts his finger up
Yeah.
and they're like, actually,
what the Sigma?
Yeah.
But imagine like the thought of seeing him stand up and walk away from this photo shoot is just hilarious on its own. It just thinking about his feet bouncing around. He must wear lifts and was like, oh, I have to take them out because everyone's going to notice that I'm wearing lifts, and he has no other shoes to wear or something. It just doesn't make sense that his shoes would be that loose.
I do think it's like kind of absurd that, and like, hold on a second. This is going to sound kind of insane, but Donald Trump is probably one of the best dressed Republicans. Like, in terms of like suits, like he actually wears suits that fit him properly, but like all these other like weird Republican freaks do not dress well at all. And it's kind of insane that Donald Trump is like the single person that actually dresses for how he like is shaped. I don't know. Does that sound insane?
Well,
Am
I
insane
feel
for
like
saying
his tailor does that thing where you see the green line with the red line, and they have photos and they see Donald Trump leaning over the way he does.
Yeah, he
and
does
like,
the
okay,
fancy
well,
standing.
We have to tailor to that. So they anticipate that kind of behavior.
He stands with his hands out, look like the alien is about to burst out of his chest for some reason.
The video of him the other day where he leans in to answer, he stops, turns, and leans in to answer the question was beautiful.
Yeah.
No,
He's
that's the
powering up,
thing.
dude. Somebody, for the football fans out there, Ed showed me this tweet where it was like, when he did that, I'm pretty sure it was that exact moment, and he was leaning in, and someone was like, why is he showing blitz? Like he's about to run at the fucking reporter, man.
That's the thing, is like he's so well dressed, but then he stands like that.
Mhm.
He is stanced up like he's gonna explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Racism shoes, and then it's going up against a personal friend of mine who unfortunately has blocked me. I'm working to get that sorted out. Scott Adams. I'll read this one.
He blocked me on my original account.
Personal friend of mine. Scott Adams is quote tweeting a study about how young women are becoming more liberal. He says, if hormonal birth control alters mate preferences, and science suggests it does, it would certainly influence candidate preferences too. On the pill, quote, Tim Walz looks like a good dad. Off the pill, I hate Trump, but I also want to bang him.
Oh,
this could be the whole story,
fuck?
but we don't have news or science industry that would touch the topic. That's why you need to ask Scott.
what? Ask Scott what?
Why do we need to ask Scott?
We need to ask
Why-
Scott
if
if
you-
he would fuck Donald Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, who the most bangable politician in his viewpoint is for women?
He's the expert.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This
And of course he comes in first place.
I like honestly, Scott Adams.
I would like to ask
insanity.
Scott to unblock me.
No, his like de-evolution from like a pretty well-regarded cartoonist to like maybe one of the most consistently insane people online needs to be studied. Like he has so many takes. I don't know if we've ever included him in the bracket before, but there's over the last like 2 years.
He's been crashing out for about 2 years straight.
Yeah, no, he has so many posts about how he thinks like bullying kids and like killing children like is an interesting idea to stop bullying. It's like, why are you thinking about killing children, man?
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, and it's not like he just said that once.
You
He's
have
like,
a Dilbert-shaped pool you could be swimming in right now. That's real, by the way. He really does have a Dilbert-shaped pool. Go swim in it.
yeah. Why are you talking about killing kids? Go yeah.
You gonna drown them in your Dilbert-shaped pool, Scott?
I was on a website called Metafilter in the early 2010s, and there was someone posted one of his sort of more unhinged rants about like anti-feminist rants on there, and this person showed up who started defending him vociferously and saying things like, I get why you're jealous of him. I'm jealous of him too. He's rich and a genius. And then the moderators were like, basically back channeled with him and were like, you have a choice of telling everyone that you're Scott Adams because we saw your email when you signed up, or we will tell everyone for you. And so then he just got in the thread and was like, I'm Scott Adams, and I did this to trick all you idiot libs. And everybody's like, you're not beating the charges here. You really did not do a great job of tricking anybody.
It's the classic I'm acting like a moron on purpose to trigger the libs type thing.
Yeah.
Oh my
What a
god.
I do
Genius.
like that he's like, this is like a personal experience. He's like, off the pill, they love ugly men who are psychopaths. Many such cases. Wink, wink. This is a problem in my life as well.
Didn't he marry some like 20-year-old and then get divorced 6 months later?
Yeah, he
Or-
married
Yes.
someone super young.
Oh my god,
my
that's what
dad
he's
loved
talking
Dilbert.
about.
And yeah, it sounded, he gave off the vibe that she took a lot of money in the divorce. Or something like that.
Yeah, that's why it's so ornery.
I love how consistently divorced a lot of these right-wing influencers tend to be. They're just so
I really can't
consistently
wait to get divorced and just pivot. I'm looking forward to it. I can't
Well,
wait, man.
That's the thing is like every man has that available pivot in their back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think it's
like the History
especially
Channel. I got a lot
conservative
of
guys.
questionable books. We could make this a thing.
But
'Cause,
like you could
like-
also pull a Russell Brand and like just completely pivot, you know?
Nah,
That's true. Not that
fucking
Katy
lame.
Perry's doing too great herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout
I
out
mean,
to Katy
I think
Perry.
she's very comfortable, but yeah, that album sucks.
Yeah.
And she worked with like
rapist?
rapist or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what that was just yesterday. She posted I forget. I think it might have been Brazil. We heard you loud and clear, and then someone did a search of anyone talking about Katy Perry. Please come to this country and do a show, and there was no results.
That's how you know it's real bad if Brazil doesn't even care. If you don't even have
Okay.
a single person from Brazil, it's over for you.
Let's do it. So here's how it's going to work. We're all going to vote, and if it's tied, I will be the tiebreaker. So racism shoe. What do we got, guys? Who's racism shoe?
I'll be honest, I just love that that's the shorthand version of it. I love racism shoe. I got to go with racism shoe. Just objectively, I think I just love the shoes to race attack is just insane. An insane thing to say.
It's an incredible line that they've drawn, and I have to go with that as well.
I mean, I feel like I should disqualify myself from this one, but yeah, I think I'm going with racism shoe also.
All right. Well, I've been outvoted already, but I was going to go with Scott Adams because that's some.
We always like to give a dissenting opinion. So let's
I dissent, as the great Ruth Bader Ginsburg I think said probably.
And I stood up and clapped.
I just like anything that really like where a conservative reveals some deep pathological thing about themselves unintentionally. I always love that shit.
No, that's a good point though. Is like he's talking about himself here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Do you think Scott Adams interacts with people in real life? No.
Especially women? Absolutely
not.
If he does, he goes up and he'll make a pass, and if he's denied, he'll say, "Oh, well, you must be on the pill." When I go down to the bar where no one's on the pill, I clean up.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Racism shoe clears. Let's move on to the next two tweets.
You're putting all the friends of the show and hosts in this episode.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I thought I would bring some familiar friends. Although on the left here, it's a quote tweet from Ed. His contribution to this isn't really that important. I just thought that what he said was very funny. Okay. Yeah, I'll no, you know what? Eliot or Ricky, you want to do the one on the left? I want to do the one on the right because there's some pretty.
Eliot has to do the one on the right because he studied German. Very mysteriously, has studied German.
Interesting.
Ricky, you do the left. Eliot, you do the right.
And I do a great British accent, so I'll do Ed.
Okay.
Chocolate champions, laugh to the death. Obviously, the best British accent. And of course, that is basically framing a conversation between Elon Musk and Bill Ackman, with Elon Musk saying, "Our greatest dream is to send a spaceship to Uranus." And with that, by the way, 75 million accurate and very real views.
A lot of people needed to see that.
With that was, they turned on the fire hose for that one after he got outshined by Biden during the Super Bowl. He was like, "This is it." And then Bill Ackman responding, "It would be painful, but I could get used to it."
What the fuck, Bill?
Jesus Christ.
What does that mean?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Keep that to
Please
yourself,
shove things
pal.
up my ass,
I want to
Mr. Musk.
spray him with a spray bottle. Be quiet.
That's wild because isn't this guy like mostly known for getting mad at U.S. universities for not hating Palestinians enough? And he takes a break to get in on
talk about
Elon's anal penetration joke.
That's definitely him. Wasn't he also the guy? I might be mixing up my bills, but isn't this also the dude that went on like a 10,000 character rant about how his wife wasn't actually wrong about something? Yeah. No, that was one of the most insane 2 days where he just posted 10,000.
That's like a candidate for the top 10 most mad someone's ever been on Twitter. Was that rant because it just kept going. Man.
It was like 3 days long.
I mean, you've seen how powerful he is with a wife. Imagine what he could become divorced.
No, that's the thing is all of these conservative men become way more powerful when they're divorced.
Yeah.
We just have a fraction of Bill Ackman's power.
I think that someone should let him know that this is a very real dream that he could follow through on. He could go down to any sex shop and he can make this happen tonight.
If someone can link me up with him, I'll get him divorced by tomorrow morning. It'll be over.
And on the right bracket, we've got Aschenbach Groiper. Great.
Do we know who Aschenbach is?
Aschenbach isn't that German for ashtray?
No, Aschenbach is the protagonist from Death in Venice, the story in which an affluent writer lusts after a little boy for the entire story and then dies at the end from a heart attack because he's too horny.
So we got a really cool guy here, very normal. He probably knows
than an ashtray.
he knows. He knows the age of consent in every U.S. state and every country on the planet.
Yes, he does. This is an age of consent truther.
So Aschenbach Groiper tweets, age of so-called consent is reactionary.
Wait, I swear to God, I'm so sorry. I swear to God, I didn't even read this at all. I just made an age of consent joke completely separate this tweet. I swear to God. I swear to God.
No, this guy's LARPing as a pedophile Groiper, and his whole thing is age of consent. And it's not a bit,
look
by the way.
Look at the profile picture. You know what is going to happen.
Yeah.
The mustache. Okay, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I just had to clarify. That was a complete coincidence.
Age of so-called consent is reactionary. Wilhelm Reich, the German New Left, Foucault, etc., rightly observed, leaving children with no outlet for sexual expression leads to fascism. Do better. Okay, I'm confused because this person is a Groiper, so they are a fascist. Are they trying to troll?
His profile, if I recall, and I haven't looked at it in a while because I just watched and I looked and I scrolled for far too long and I was like, I got to get the hell out of here. But and I haven't looked in a couple months, but Aschenbach Groiper's profile, I believe he describes himself as a Fuentard. Lovingly, endearingly as a Nick Fuentes guy.
Okay.
And if you go deep enough, there's obviously there's that always thin veneer of irony with these guys, but this guy is definitely a real reactionary with insane beliefs that don't make a whole lot of sense. It's kind of there's a tweet that I wanted to bring up. I'm going to pull this up. This is not a bad tweet. This is an interesting one that somebody replied to me with the other day. That is, Twitter's become a lot like the Galapagos Islands, an isolated environment where racists can evolve into strange, distinct species, and we're Darwin observing them. From Max. And that's how I feel about guys like Aschenbach Groiper, because even just 5 years ago, this would not be tolerated from anyone on this website. And now these guys are just everywhere.
Yeah, this is esoteric.
That's the thing. It's these people used to just be on either Facebook or 4chan. But now
strange forums, yeah.
But now they're all here. Now we get to witness people like Aschenbach Groiper, and they're weird. And I also do believe it's partly that. I think it's partly what Max said, but I think people like this, it's also partly that they're saying absolutely ridiculous stuff to get attention on them, to kind of spread that sort of idea. And I think they are intentionally being way more insane than they probably already are. They don't think they're insane, of course. They probably believe a lot of this stuff, but it's to gain attention. It's to get it's to get that idea out there a little bit, if that makes sense.
Sounds like he's arguing for age of consent as a fascist. So
it's hard to say.
I'm getting. I have mixed feelings about this. He's right for the wrong reasons.
His profile, it turns out, just a quick update on our friend Aschenbach Groiper, has been suspended. He has a new account. He has a new account already. Don't worry. Never mind. I'm not going to read his bio. Just if you want to search Aschenbach Groiper on your own time, we'll do that. You can go ahead. I think we've dedicated enough airtime to our Aschenbach Groiper.
I'm already for sure on a list just by producing our show and having to search for B-roll and specific things. So I think I'll leave this one.
Enough people hate me.
I think about sometimes it depends on the episode or whatever, but I'm if I just opened my Chrome history, it is psychotic looking just because of the stuff we have to cover for the show. And one day I'm going to have that conversation no, we do a show where we're covering people talking about this stuff, but I do have to look it up. I'm sorry that that's how it looks, which is
I swear I just Googled Joe Biden assassination because I was researching it. I swear.
That's what I'm talking about, especially the past couple of months.
I would rather people think that I was looking into Joe Biden assassination shit than thinking I was Aschenbach Groiper.
Same. Oh my god. No, but
the FBI is going to knock on your door and say you have to tell everyone that you're Aschenbach Groiper, or we're going to.
Yeah. I would go for his gun. Okay, let's see. Let's Chuckle Champions or Aschenbach Groiper. Who let's do the voting.
Okay, but before I vote, I have to figure out. So you were right before. It kind of sounds like Aschenbach Groiper is arguing like for the age of consent. The do better at the end is throwing me off. I don't really know. I can't entirely tell what his point is.
That's confusing me too, because it feels like almost there's a list of things that make tweets do well, and one of them is just, instead of just ending it saying do better,
The do
it really throws off the whole message.
It's
It
skibbity for millennials.
the do
sort of
better.
throw it in.
The fact that he's saying that leaving children with no outlet for sexual expression leads to fascism is, to me, says he is definitely pro children having.
Yeah, wait, no,
this
you're
guy
right.
wants-
You're right, because
This guy wants to have sex with kids.
Yeah,
That's his thing.
Yes.
Yeah, no, because I think what he's actually trying to do, okay, it literally just clicked. He's trying to like do this weird crypto argument for leftists to try to trick people to be like, see, if you do this, if you allow us to like be like to lower the age of consent,
Yeah, he's
then
trying to.
kids will be less fascist.
He's trying.
That's what he's like trying to do, like a weird like infiltration argument.
Yeah, he's doing reverse psychology.
Yeah. Okay, I get it now. I think my vote's got to be on that guy, like just as objectively as an insane, like every piece of it is just horrible
Yeah,
and insane.
it's definitely the Aschenbach Groiper for me.
Yeah, the Elon stuff is very cringe, but it's just, that's so typical of him, and you have to go with.
That's why Elon is never going to win this bracket. Is that exact argument? It's like, we know who he is. He'll never he's just.
Well, once again, I dissent. I was going to go with
Okay. Eliot with a Chuckle Champions defense. Let's hear it.
You're the liberal judge. We're the conservative judge.
Uh-huh.
This is very typical of the Supreme Court.
Another 5-4 decision.
Yeah, another vacation on a yacht for Eliot with Ed Zitron.
Harlan Crow is a good man. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't have friends.
He just has Hitler memorabilia because he loves history.
He bought my mom's house as a nice thing that you do for your friends. You buy their mom's house.
You can't have friends anymore these days. God damn. It's illegal to have friends.
Okay, so fuck. I was kind of hoping this guy wouldn't advance that far. I'm kind of worried now.
I'll be honest.
It might be just. Is it disqualifying if the account doesn't exist anymore? No,
Yeah,
okay.
I think
All right.
I don't know if we have to have ran into that by this point.
I'll also
What
be
was
so honest. I know for a fact that there's going to be tweets way more fun and worse than this one.
Oh,
in
he's not
terms of,
winning
like,
this. Yeah, he's not winning this bracket.
I already know he's not winning this bracket. I'm just going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. He's already won in the sense that we've talked about him this much. I think,
True.
but
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Unfortunately, I think this one is a blowout, but I just laughed so hard at the first one that I had to. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I just saw the screenshot of the GIF and it made me.
June,
laugh.
I'll let you read the one on the right because I know you like that one. I'll read the one on the left. This is from Derek Anderson. He's a Star Wars guy. I don't know much about him other than that, but he's very mad. It's a GIF of Kiadi Mundi.
Nerd alert.
It's the guy from episode 1 who looks like a Conehead, but also Santa Claus on the
That is
Jedi
Mark
Council.
Andreessen.
And he says, these ass clowns literally just changed the birth date of Kiadi Mundi on Wikipedia to align with the Acolyte's revisionist history. This was during the week-long saga of the Acolyte being woke or whatever they were mad about.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I genuinely forgot about that.
There was a gay Star War, and people were really mad about it, and
Yeah,
they changed this guy's birthday.
Also, June. It happened like 6 weeks ago. It was really recent.
It was 6 weeks on
aged
Twitter.
so much from that since then. I'm dying.
6 weeks on Twitter is like 10 lifetimes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay.
Holy shit. No, but that was like such an awesome discourse. It was when they were just like mad that there was a trans actor on this show, and then it was like made by like maybe a single queer person, and the show was just like kind of okay. Some people like lost their minds about that.
That's crazy because
remember
I
it, and I don't
watched
know who
it
it
and I didn't
was.
even know I don't even know who the trans person was on the show. Like,
Yeah.
So
Well, that's like the thing is a lot of people, the thing that I have learned being around a lot of trans people and just like being in public a lot is a lot of cis people are very oblivious to trans people a lot of the time. So that's just like how it is sometimes. Some cis people just will not realize some people are trans.
I'm feeling very called.
People are very oblivious.
Very, very called out right now, June.
Yeah, and it's like a fine. Like I think that's a fine. It's fine. It's okay. You know, I'm not like calling you out.
Transvestigators on Twitter do the work for me.
I think Kiadi Mundi is a trans man. I think they put him on testosterone. I think we have to transvestigate every Star Wars character is actually what needs to happen.
That's a mustache you only grow when you're trying to
compensate,
misdirect.
We've got a couple of Western Kabuki favorite transvestigators. I think there's Bevy and there's Maverick. I'd like to have them both on and just transvestigate 10 Star Wars characters. You know they're both going to just be like all of them.
Maverick, I don't know what I did for this to happen, but Maverick is now, I see his tweets like 15 times a day. And and they're all like what I saw tonight was don't worry about Iran. This war's fake. And I was like, oh, okay.
Awesome, man. I love that. You can always rely on Maverick to have the most insane take on any situation.
I was worried.
Yeah.
It's fake.
Yeah.
You just reply, okay, yay, smiley face. Don't worry about it, sweetie.
Okay, yay.
All right. Do you want to read the one on the right?
Oh boy, do I. So this is from Mama from Haifi Hoochie. I got married at awesome name, by the way. Incredible. I got married at 19. Then he got deployed to Afghanistan and I used to wish every day that he would get blown up. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's like,
yeah. Any of you guys grew up in a military town? Because I said that to a couple people that I grew up with and they're like, yep.
I think this is probably more she's not the only one. She's just the only one brave enough to say it. Also, did he get blown up or not? Like, I need to know how the story
is he still alive? Are they still married? Like,
we need to follow up. Is that really a common sentiment though? And like, so I didn't really grow up in a military town. I knew like maybe one or two people who went into the military, but not enough people to really get like a vibe read on that.
A lot of like essentially just teenagers get married and go because they like maybe it's their high school sweetheart or they're from somewhere, far away and they don't want to lose their significant other is going to come to like a coastal city for a port for the Navy or just one of the military. Like in Washington, Western Washington, we have a substantial amount of military bases up here. And so what you see a lot of time is they, either they come from these areas or maybe they came from another military town and got moved over here and they've moved across country from their entire surroundings when they're like 18 or 19 and they get extremely depressed really fast and end up resenting their significant other. And as soon as the ships leave port to go for a training exercise or a war, all of their wives are in the bars hooking up with the local chuckleheads. That is
shout out. I love that. Yeah. Genuinely. I love that for them.
My girlfriend's husband fights for your freedom.
Yeah. Yeah.
There needs to be a dating app for women married looking to military
spouses. Oh, Jesus Christ.
My votes on this one, honestly got to be on the Disney Star Wars is garbage.
Okay.
So as much as I love the person that wishes their husband would blow up, I kind of just like rock with that person inherently, and I would like love to just like meet them. I want to know where they're at in life. But the other one is like
update there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see it.
I'm going with.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
The Derek Anderson one is very similar to the others that I've picked in the sense that it feels like he's telling on himself. Like it's a lot of these are just, I'm a fucking loser. And here's proof.
No, that's real. That's like a lot of these like adult conservatives is they are projecting their own selves onto whatever thing they're talking about at any given point.
I don't think I can think of one, maybe if I thought hard and had, time to prep or something, but I can't think of one fictional person's birthday at all.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, I think.
I
That
think
means
the
you're
other side of
probably
that,
allowed
like,
within 50 feet of a school. That's good.
I think the traditional conservative side of that is like knowing every stat of like a college football guy or something.
Mm.
And it's just like, I know, some of Shohei Ohtani's stats because I like baseball, but it's just a weird kind of thing to focus on as an adult who should be probably doing other stuff.
Yeah, no, that's like so real. Why are you as a 50-year-old on a website called Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
And going through it and judging how the edits that are probably coming from just anybody and being like, everyone needs to know about this.
Yeah. You should see some of the edit comments on Wikipedia.
I don't think I'll ever go to the website, to be honest.
We'll have to do an episode on just
crazy.
Wikipedia.
We should do a Wikipedia episode. Oh
Please, let's do it.
Okay. Remember that later. Let's see. So is that 2 votes for Wikipedia woke Star Wars?
Yeah, I'm gonna also vote for Wikipedia woke Star Wars for the same reasons. I feel like within the conservative movement there is this schism where some of them are still in the old school mentality of watching cartoons as an adult is gay and weak, and the other half of these people, it's all they fucking care about, and I find that very odd.
Big Tent Alliance.
It is. Yeah.
I gotta be a lone dissenter here and say that I really like the idea of hating someone that you've married so much that you wish that they blow up every day.
See, that's the thing. I like it too. That's why I can't choose it, because I like objectively think that's just like a good tweet. There's nothing wrong with it.
The mama tweet is, I'm trying to put myself in their shoes, and I think the signifier here is that it's not like she got pregnant and had a kid, because that would be mentioned. What I think happened is that a financially irresponsible 19-year-old got married to someone who's financially responsible. They got a bunch of money and probably got a Mustang with a 30% APR.
Yep,
and
good deal.
They share that debt. And they probably crashed it on the drive home from the hookup bar.
The other thing,
no, that's the thing is like that's like the kind of vibe. The one person I have ever known that right out of high school got married to someone, it was like that kind of relationship. That's like exactly the vibe that military 18.
By the way, guys, that meme, as somebody who grew up in a military area, like, yeah, that is so. I would say it's probably a little bit more like Challengers and Chargers. But yes, that is an extremely correct meme.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit older, so when I was that age, everyone was buying the Mustangs. So, but I was in this true story. It sounds like a Jacob Wall story, but I was in a bar and met this couple, and he was they were really nice, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I served, blah blah blah," and I said, "Oh, what color Mustang did you get?" And his girlfriend or his wife at the time or whatever started laughing so hard, and he's like, "How did you know?" literally a meme.
It's a meme for a reason.
I don't know if we mentioned this. We might have. But her mama, the person who made that tweet, her actual username, her @ is Hyphy Hoochie, which I think
Hoochie, yeah.
Which I think is
it's
like
perfect.
Cannot be ignored. That needs
to be.
That's an extremely sick username. Yeah.
One of the best ats of all time.
I think we can kind of all agree. We like her too much to crown her the queen of this bracket. I feel.
I got some follow up on this. I went and found the tweet and just to see if there's if readers could add some context. And are you still married to him? Hell nah. Thank God for divorce.
Yes.
Someone asked, did he get blown up? Unfortunately, no. That life insurance would have been nice as fuck, though. Rolled eyes emoji.
Unfortunately, no is awesome.
And then replying to someone else, unfortunately, he came back in one piece. Shake my head.
Is that man's name? Scott Adams.
He wanted that man.
Fuck. Okay. Am I going to switch to Hoochie
That's
Mama?
the miserable lib wife from the other tweet.
Yeah.
That is.
Oh my God. There's a story being told here.
Okay. Woke Star Wars clears.
Get out the red yarn.
Mama, we love you. They could never make me hate you, Mama.
Mhm.
Can't hate her.
Okay.
We
Oh
love
no!
Hyphy Hoochie.
Oh no! The
Oh,
quartering and
yes.
the Cybersmith.
Who
This
wants to
is
read the
good.
one? I'll read the one on the right because it includes me. But who wants to read the one on the left?
Can I read it? I love
Yeah.
Haktua. I love
Yeah.
Haktua. I Haktua is my favorite person
Friend of the
all
show, the
time.
quartering.
Oh.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Haley Welch, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
also true.
100% her, but especially
I
the
can't wait to
quartering.
see June on Talk to Her. I'm very anticipated.
Don't leak it. Don't leak
Yeah.
what
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
up to.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Forgot
is
about the NDA I had to sign at the beginning.
Yeah, no, you didn't even know. Whenever we have guests on, I just make them sign NDAs. Like that's like
Mhm.
whenever I reach out to people, I'm like, hey, do you want to, like, I don't ask if you want to be on Western Kabuki. I ask if you want to sign an NDA. So this is from The Quartering. Dear Haktua girl, don't bother trying to start a podcast or influencer career. People will move on before you even get started. Open the OnlyFans now. Bank 2 to 3 million and walk away before the 15-minute window closes. This is actual authentic business advice. Lot of white knighting for the purity of a girl famous for talking about spitting on dudes' cocks in the replies. This is like such an insane thing for him to
Ugh.
say, like in the context that she has the third most popular podcast
Yes.
in the world right now. That's
Yeah.
like, as much as like I don't really care for the Haktua girl, and I think it's like a really lame.
I'm tired of
whole
seeing her.
thing.
I have nothing against her though.
That's the thing too.
So
I don't
far.
have
I
anything against her.
I actually think it's funnier the longer it goes on because it's so outrageous and stupid and pointless that the idea that it's still popular
Yeah.
fascinates me.
That's kind of
And
where I am.
also, it just shows like the longer this goes on, the more incorrect the quartering is, which is
Yeah,
always
that's also
good.
great. But another just like blatant explanation of this current state of America is the she's only behind in popularity behind Joe Rogan and was it Candace Owens or
Tucker Carlson.
it's something like that. Like
Yeah.
the top 5 are all the most conservative possible things, and then smack dab in the middle is Talk to Her, where it's just her and Whitney Cummings talking about shaving their vaginas.
No, it's perfect. I that's like also kind of why I fuck with the Haktua girl so much, is because of how absurd it is, of how long she's been around, about how unfunny the original Haktua like bit was, and I don't. It's just like such a fascinating. It's the most 2010 thing that's happened
Yep.
since 2010. Like if Ellen DeGeneres was still around, she would have gone on Ellen DeGeneres. Like like,
absolutely.
this is like culture. This is culture from 2008. That
Yeah,
like
this is
that-
damn
this
Daniel,
was-
except for it's about sucking.
yeah, yeah.
Back in the good old days when America was great, our viral sensations would at the very least get a macaroni and cheese commercial out of it.
Yeah. Now they get podcasts.
Did
Now
Damn
they
Daniel get a
whole-ass
macaroni and
podcasts.
cheese commercial?
He did go on Ellen though. Damn, I don't think he
Yeah,
got
he
a.
did.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was
He's
on
got like a
Ellen.
lifetime supply of white vans too.
That's
Oh,
right.
Good
yeah.
for him. Good for
Yeah.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay. This next one on the right is from me, Bird Respecter, the information pimp. And I said, I don't need to see the picture of RFK Jr. eating a dog on my timeline. Please do not put the picture of the dead dog being eaten by RFK Jr. on my feed anymore. And I got a response from the Cybersmith. And he says, excuse me. He says, it matters if you're able to vote. Should I complain when people put Keir Starmer's opinions on transgenderism on my feed? I am a voter in the elections that will decide how much power he gets. Don't look away. This is democracy. Look at him eating that dog and choose in all caps and in bold.
Wow.
He thinks, he really thought that that RFK Jr. was going to be that much of a factor in this election. Oh my God. We've talked about RFK Jr. so much at this point on the show in the
Yeah.
last like 2 or 3 months.
We
But
still
I
get
just-
requests for the episode to do on him, by the way, the survey episode.
And I still think like we absolutely should. I don't think the thing is, I don't think we've heard the last of him
Yeah,
quite
the
yet.
story's
We have like
still being told.
No.
we have
Let's
like
wait till a
at
couple
least-
months
There's
after
an
the
update
election.
today. Yeah.
yeah, we have to see how this election goes. We have at least 2 months left.
RFK can still win.
Also,
He's
the-
electable
the-
if you vote for him.
The
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Elizabeth Warren.
also the Olivia Nuzzy RFK thing continues to get crazier and crazier.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen any updates on that for about a week.
She's
now.
suing her ex.
She's suing her ex for blackmailing her. She got a restraining order against him. He's on leave from Politico while he's investigated.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Seriously?
And
we have not heard the last of her in this episode even, so stay tuned there.
Oh,
Oh my God.
That'll be a part 2 thing for sure. But yeah. Anyway, I just love that. Like, it's like a moral imperative to watch RFK Jr. eat a dog to be an informed voter.
Morality dog eating.
Democracy dies in
hard.
darkness. This is honestly like the least weird thing I've ever seen the Cybersmith post. If I'm being honest, like it's still weird. The baseline is where it is, but
that's the thing. Is like
this
you're
is
right.
relatively normal for him.
It does make the same kind of leap as you're making fun of the shoes. What's next? Racism, where it's like, I guess I should complain about someone putting their opinions of transgenderism on my timeline. It's quite the leap.
It's a moral imperative. Yeah, no, you're both so right about that. Like this, like objectively, is probably the most normal tweet we've had of his in the bracket, or that anyone's ever seen, and just of all time. And it's still very strange, and it's still very weird. Is the thing.
Okay.
Last month, I made the stupid decision to say that if our channel hit like a subscriber goal, I would shave my beard, and then I got a little trolly with it, and I just shaved the chin part like a Lemmy from Motorhead. But it looked really stupid. But then someone,
do you still have it?
No, it's getting back to normal. But someone
Thank goodness.
Someone just tweeted at me with just a picture of the Cybersmith who has the same. He has that facial hair, and I was just like, God damn it, fuck.
He's
Shit.
like the Adolf Hitler of that beard style.
Yeah.
Whatever else you want to say about the Cybersmith, I've always thought he actually looks pretty cool. Like, if you didn't know anything about him, if I saw that guy, I'd be like, I'll fucking hang out with this dude for sure.
It is what I would expect someone named Cybersmith to look like, is to have the mutton chops.
But the thing is, he rocks it. Like, I couldn't imagine him looking like anything else.
He looks like all the guys I used to hang out with in Michigan in the mid-90s.
That's a weird place you got there. You got a lot of monarchists out there.
I said he looks like them. He doesn't act like them.
Okay.
I have to go for.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was the
I was gonna
Goonering
say I
or
have to
the
go
dog.
The Hawk Tua quartering, just because the fact that if it stays in, I don't think that the popularity of Hawk Tua is going to go down anytime soon. So the longer that this remains wrong, the angrier he's going to get. So I'm voting for the quartering.
I'm also voting for the quartering, and it has nothing to do with his totally false prediction about the success of her podcasting career, and more to do with the fact that he probably thought he was being real sly here. He's just horny. He's just horny here.
He's the Goonering, dude.
He saw the Hawk Tua video and immediately started cranking his hog, and he really wants to see her naked on OnlyFans. He's ready and willing to pay for it, and he's fucking pissed that she has.
The first time he saw that video, he had like an American Beauty moment, and that was swimming around in his head all day.
Oh yeah. No, the subtext is right there. It is. He is so frustrated that this has gone on for so long, because it's every second he doesn't get to see her naked.
Yeah,
that's also the thing over the last, I think since we talked about Grums originally, is I've really started to notice how many of these right-wingers' entire politics, if you break it down to a base level, is about how horny they
sexual
are.
pathology. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, it's, I mean, listen, nothing against Hawk Tua girl. I believe she's an adult, but she looks young and she sounds young. Like if you showed her to me and asked like, how old is this person? I'd be like, I don't know, 17. And so I do find it a little disturbing how many dudes are just like dudes that are like in their 40s and 50s are openly like super fucking horny for her. Yeah. That's definitely a type that they're after.
I thought she was a teenager.
I think she's like 19
until
I don't know.
just now.
She's like early 20s at the very oldest. I'm pretty sure, but that's also the thing.
She's. I mean, I get you can obviously people can drink at any age illegally, but that it was taken out. Like I think the video was like outside of a bar in a drinking area, like
Nashville,
whatever that area's version of 6th Street is, or something like that.
And all of these people that post about her that way know what the age of consent is in whatever state she's from.
In a
too.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So I'm also going to go for the quartering. Long time friend of the show.
Okay. Now we've gotten through the hard part. We're into the final 4 here, and as this episode, we're kind of winding down here. Let's do it this flash round here. Let's go racism shoe versus the Aschenbach Groiper.
I gotta say, the reason I said I knew the Aschenbach Groiper wasn't going to win is because I got to go all in. Racism shoe is so good.
Yeah, it really meets the moment.
It's so fucking funny. Yeah, my vote's
I agree.
Wholly on racism shoe.
Racism shoe. Just I'm analyzing these tweets holistically, and just the image of the shoe. I mean, the racism shoe. That's like 3 tweets in one. So just the image of Vivek's shoes, and then the reaction to pointing out the shoes.
God, those shoes are so big.
That makes it.
No, it's such a multi-layer experience because it starts with the Vivek clown shoes, and then it goes into the classic menswear guy dunk, which many people are saying he's, I think he's great. I think he's one of the funnier,
yeah, I'm pro dare.
He has his own lane of dunking on people, and I respect it. He's one of the only people that dunks on people in the way that he does.
Well, he's one of those guys
into their
that's
territory, man.
He's like super autistic about one topic and uses that power for good.
Yeah. So like it has the clown shoes, and then it has the dunk, and then it has the racism shoes. Fucking so good. It's so good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the winner.
All right. Woke Star Wars or the Goonering?
Fuck.
Ooh, that's tough.
Can you show me the woke Star Wars again?
Show me woke Star Wars.
So I'm just gonna read it again because I feel like I need to experience it again. These ass clowns. Okay, wait, I didn't process that phrase before.
Yeah.
Ass clowns. These ass clowns literally just changed.
See, when it doesn't on the surface, it doesn't sound that funny, but like there's semiotics at play here. Ass clown is a very specific kind of insult that shows you what kind of guy this is.
And then just the caring about the birth date of this guy on Wikipedia.
See Adi Mundi, full caps.
He's in the movie for like 7 seconds.
Key Adi Mundi.
The Acolyte's revisionist history is incredible.
Wait, this is like way fun. I'm glad this one won because I'm laughing at this way more on the second win than I did originally.
It also helps so much that you can see the character he's talking about.
So unremarkable looking, dude. It's Glup Shitto the
ridiculous.
meme.
It just shows how ridiculous the entire argument is. He's arguing about that. It's just and also from a part of the series that was widely panned by fans, critics, and everyone. So he's going to bat for something that wasn't universally liked
institutionally
anyway.
hated.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, this honestly, this is as layered as the racism shoes tweet.
Yeah, I absolutely love this one. Honestly,
yeah. No, this was like I didn't think this one was gonna make it past this round, but I think I have to vote for this one over the Goonering. I have to say, like, this one's so much funnier than I originally realized.
A beautifully crafted tweet.
yeah. It has my vote.
Satire. If this was satire, it would be an all-timer.
If Dan Henschel
100%.
It would be totally reasonable to imagine Dan Henschel making this tweet.
Yeah. And the image of Kiadi Mundi would be him with a tall head.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I would go with the Goonering just because, again, I love conservatives inadvertently revealing their own weird pathologies.
Okay, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I dissent.
I kind of am on that same page with you, Elliot.
Wait,
however,
so what are the votes here?
It's 3-2.
I don't get to vote, so it's 3-1.
Oh, 3-1.
I'm only voting a tiebreaker. So the Goonering loses, but let's be real here. Jeremy deserves to lose in every small way possible. So him losing here is just an extension of that.
Yeah.
So,
enough.
No, dude, that dude, even though he's a friend of the show.
He's not even the best at being the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that dude is one of the worst people to do it, just of all time.
Yeah.
He's
Also,
pissing in a
it's
drain
got
right
a
now.
sting. Got a sting to lose to like a Star Wars nerd.
You're not even good enough to beat a Star Wars nerd. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, guys. The final, as we wrap up this episode, are we doing racism shoe or are we doing woke Star Wars?
Oh no, that's hard.
This is actually way harder than I thought it was going to be.
I think I have to go with woke Star Wars because I think that it's like you talked about the craftsmanship of that tweet. I do feel like racism shoe is just easy knee jerk reactionary shit. But like it took real effort to.
Yeah, this is the work of an artisan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what makes it great is that this is you're seeing exactly who this person is. It wasn't crafted in any kind of intentionally ridiculous way. It's just this is what they're knowledgeable about. This is what angers them so much in life.
If you go to this guy's page, he posted about the Acolyte as recently as this week. He's still going off about it.
You can't
He
fuck with
hates the
passion like
Acolyte.
that.
No way.
Racism shoe is just like a knee jerk response, but this guy like
I agree with that it's intention. Like the racism shoe feels like I know how to get a rise out of people. I'm going to say that this is somehow racist. Whereas again, the craftsmanship of the Star Wars tweet is undeniable. There's so many.
This
you
is
could
Etsy
take
versus
little parts-
Temu. This is handcrafted nerd.
Yes.
Yes.
You could remove certain parts of the Star Wars tweet and it would still be incredible. But if you removed one part of the other tweet, it doesn't work.
Fuck.
Okay.
I think you won me over. I was going to originally,
You're right.
barely lean into voting for racism shoe, but I think woke Star Wars garbage. I think I'm voting for you. You
Like
entirely convinced me here. Yeah.
If you take away the on Wikipedia to align with the Acolyte's revisionist history and Disney Star Wars, if the tweet was just these ass clowns literally just changed the birth date of Ki Adi Mundi, it's still one of the funniest tweets.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But everything else adds up to just a beautiful example of just someone posting through it.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. Oh my god. Yeah. No, it's like the perfect nerd tweet. It's
Okay.
It's so perfect.
Woke Star Wars is the halftime winner. That's really funny. I honestly really thought that woke Star Wars was going to get blown out round one. So this is really fun for me to see an upset. I was actually talking to a friend of mine as I was assembling this. I was like, I kind of feel bad. Like I like this tweet, but it's just going to lose to Hyper Hoochie immediately. So this is good. This is a big upset. This is a Super Bowl level upset.
This is, yeah. No, like the thing again with the thing with Hyphy Hoochie is it's just like it's a great tweet for the reason I like the tweets of the people I follow, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like it's just
I think
like a
it
good
adds
tweet.
to it. It doesn't add like it has nothing to do with the tweet, but there is a bonus of the screenshot having 13% left on the battery.
At least she's charging. At least whoever screenshot it charged. Yeah.
I don't know if that was me or if I got the screenshot that way.
Yeah. No, I love an upset. This might be the first time in a while that we've had such a major upset.
I agree.
Me and Eliot are very analytical when it comes to dissecting
You guys have
tweets and memes.
Fantastic in that regard.
This might be the most intellectual bracket episode we've ever had.
Yeah.
Thinking way too hard into it, but it is fun.
No, you convinced me at the end due to your analysis. You Ben Shapiro'd me.
More than happy to come in and do and play devil's advocate in any debate going forward using my genius in the marketplace of ideas.
I love it.
Okay. Ricky, Eliot, what do you guys want to pitch to our audience? Where can they find you? What are you guys up to?
YouTube.com/ is it Internet Today TV? I should know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
You
Just
can
search for
it,
Internet
yes.
Today on YouTube. And right now it's just this election from hell. I think this is our third election on the show, and everyone
Third
is
presidential election.
Yeah, everyone is worse than the last. I think we're probably going to the last two. We have streamed for like 8 hours during the tallying of the votes. It's been a roller coaster of it's just, I don't know if you've ever streamed for 8 hours, but it's impossible. The people that are good at it are fucking freaks. I don't know how they they exist like that, but like it's very hard. Your brain stops working. It's just weird and awkward.
No, I know what you mean. I did a 24-hour stream once with a couple of friends, and by the 24th hour when we ended, I thought I was genuinely thought I was having a heart attack. I'm not even exaggerating.
I mean, that's just not healthy.
No, it's not healthy. I had one of my friends, like I was laying on the ground, and my friend came over, and I was like, my heart's beating, like I thought I was dying, and she came over and checked my pulse, and she was just like, you just have to sleep. Like, you're fine.
Well, yeah, no, I think this year we'll definitely have to start later. I think we were very presumptuous or very it was just too much last time. We started way too early, and even now, like, stuff comes in so late, and there's so much debate on whatever we're watching as to what's happening. So I think we'll just start it later and deal with it. But we would, as I'm saying this, I'm admitting to what I already said earlier. I don't know if we were taping or not yet, but I always get way too excited about the production capabilities that we're actually able to do. But we would love to have any of you on for our election special live stream when it happens.
Yeah, we have people usually just pop in, pop out. It's a revolving door of guests because it gets really fucking boring. Just like refreshing the New York Times website. So
I love doing it as
yelling at the needle.
Yeah,
the needle has moved.
No, shouts out to you guys. You guys are wonderful.
Yeah,
definitely check out their show.
Thanks for having us. Yeah,
thanks for coming.
There is a substantial amount of crossover, I think, in our listeners. But if you are listening now and you've not watched Internet Today, I think that you would enjoy it quite a bit. So check it out.
And we will send our viewers over this way as soon as it goes up.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Well, stick around for part 2. We'll see if Woke Star Wars is going the distance or not. I will have to say, the second part of this goes in very strange areas, and I can't wait to record that one. So, in the meantime, Eliot, Ricky, thank you